Chapter 4. Ekalavya, let us converse. Ramesh, I want to go to the parade ground. Could you show me the way, please? Stranger, oh, it's very simple. It is just opposite the hall. Ramesh, the Strand Cinema Hall. You mean? Stranger, yes. You go straight from here. Take a left turn, and then take a right. The Strand is before you. Ramesh, I see. Stranger, the Strand is just next to the American Express. Ramesh, thank you very much. Stranger, here is another clue. McDonald's is to the left of the Strand Cinema. Ramesh, thank you very much. I shall get there with the help of the directions given by you. Stranger, simply cross the road to enter the parade ground, but be careful. Ramesh, I will take care. Thank you. Let us read. Ekalavya was a Beal child. He adored the forest. He was fond of nature and loved to hunt animals in the deep forest. He was a fearless child. In the same forest there lived a sage named Drona. He was a famous teacher. He taught all the princes of the land. He taught them not only to read and write but also to ride horses and to use all the weapons, especially the bow and arrow in a battle. He was a great bowman, but he was very proud, too. One day, Drona and the princess were hunting in the forest. Ekalavya was sitting under a tree. Just then, the prince's dog ran across and snarled and tried to jump on him, but Ekalavya shot an arrow at it. The arrow went straight into his mouth. Ekalavya shot one arrow after another, till the dog's mouth was filled with arrows but not a drop of blood flowed. Just then, the princes came there and they saw their dog. Its mouth was filled with arrows but the dog was not in pain. Not even a drop of blood was seen in its mouth. Ekalavya climbed up a tree and hid himself. Drona was angry. He shouted, "Who has done this? Come and show yourself." Ekalavya was sitting high upon the tree. There was his teacher before him. He thought to himself at seeing his master, "My teacher will be very happy. He'll praise me for this miracle." So he came down the tree. Drona was surprised seeing this pale child. "You," he said, "you did this." Ekalavya nodded. "Who taught you?" "You," said Ekalavya, and he bowed and touched Drona's feet. "It cannot be true," said Drona. "I only teach princes." He then saw a human clay figure under a tree. "What is that?" he asked. Ekalavya at once stood up and said, "It is you, master." He said, "You are my teacher. I have learnt everything from you." Drona was surprised. He blessed the boy and suddenly remembered, "I am a teacher of princes, and not boys like you." He thought, "Their kings will be unhappy, and they will not send their children to me anymore." So he said to Ekalavya, "Am I your teacher? Then will you give me a gift, whatever it may be?" "Ask me," Ekalavya replied. He was a fearless child. Then Drona did a terrible thing. "Give me the thumb of your right hand," he said. Ekalavya was surprised. "Without my right thumb, I will never be able to shoot an arrow again," he thought to himself. But he was ready to keep his promise. He took out his knife to cut off his thumb. Drona was surprised, too, and stared at Ekalavya. He could not believe that Ekalavya was so obedient and fearless. "Don't," he said, "don't cut your thumb. Promise me that you will never use your arrow anymore." Ekalavya smiled. He took off his bow and his quiver of arrows and laid them at Drona's feet. Then he went to the tree and picked up the clay figure of Drona. "I promise I shall never do that again," he said, and ran into the jungle. Let us recite. "Riding on my bike, riding on my bike. That is what I like. Like the wind, so fast I go. Past the houses in a row. Now fast and faster. Set the brake. Downhill I go. What speed I make. Then up the hill. Without a stop I push and pedal. I pedal. Hard I pedal. Fast back home. Again I come